Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Dear Venerable Singer, dear Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the English news transmission on the online TV Quickly Buddhist News Thread, a comprehensive channel. Here are the headlines of major Buddhist news of the week. Philae Patriarchal Temple, remarkable trace of Buddhism Renaissance in the southwest of the South. GIANG, Department of Home Affairs and Committee of Religious Affairs meeting for prevention and fighting against fatal epidemic COVID-19. Thái Nguyên, University of Science produce fluid germicides to donate to religious establishments. Hanoi, Vietnam Buddhists in Korea visited and offered gifts to people who were isolated from COVID-19 epidemic area. Ninh, monks from BINH Pagoda visit and give gifts at the Province Social Protection Center. DINH, fresh water supplied as gift to people in drought and silent areas. And hereafter are the news in details. Dear Venerable Singer, ladies and gentlemen, on the morning of March 8, 2020, on the occasion of the 87th memorial of Patriarchal Minh Như Hiển Chí Thiền, the founder of Philae Patriarchal Temple in An Giang Province, the monks and nuns solemnly performed the ceremony of worshiping the Bodhisattva One Yin, embraced at the Three Towers, after 2 years of major rehabilitation.
In witness, it was honored to have Elder Venerable Thích Thiện Nhân, Chairman of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Venerable Thích Huệ Thông, Deputy Secretary General, cum Chief of Office 2, Venerable Thích Thiện Đức, Venerable Thích Minh Thiện, Head of the Administration Board of Long An Provincial Sangha, Most Venerable Thích Minh Nhẫn, Member of the Administration Council, Editor-in-Chief of the Online General Information Channel of Buddhist News, with the religious leaders of the provinces and reverend monks and nuns among the attendants. The Patriarch founder was born in the year of the rooster, 1861, in Quảng Nam Province. He passed away in the year of the rooster, 1933. 73 years of life, with 52 years of Vasa in monastic service. In the year of the snake, 1881, he became an ordained monk and stayed with the patriarchs Minh Mai, Minh Phương, the abbots of Giác Viên Pagoda, Giác Lâm Gia Đình, and was ordained by the Dharma committee bearing the monastic sobriquet of Như Hiển, moniker Chí Thiền, the successor of the 39th lineage of Lâm Tế Gia Phổ. After a long period of asceticism in the Forbidden Mountains region, in 1905, the Patriarch was known as a great compassionate Zen master, dignified moral precepts, and he was also invited to be the abbot of Philae Pagoda. He propagated the Dharma, brought up the monks, donated charities, and restored a small, simple temple to become a spacious pagoda. He also ordained hundreds of predestined Buddhists who took refuge in the Triple Jewel, and more than 40 monks and nuns who became Dharma preachers, with a lot of contribution into the development of Vietnam Buddhism through different periods of history and society. Venerable Thích Thiện Nhân thanked the religious dignitaries at all levels of the Sangha and sincerely expressed gratitude to the benefactors and sponsors for accompanying the ceremony of their talents and the efforts to restore the Patriarchal Temple. Venerable said that the restoration of Philae Patriarchal Temple created a culture and a spirit to highlight for the region of 7 mountains and Yang. On this occasion, the dignitaries and his descendants worshipped the Bodhisattva Guan Yin monolithic stone statue of 21-meter height. The Philae Patriarchal Temple was founded before 1900 at the foot of Kỳ Hương Mountain. In 1945, during the war, the temple was completely burned down. By 1947, the pagoda was rebuilt with the modest scale. In 2018, Venerable Thích Thiện Nhân initiated a construction committee to restore the temple. Up to now, after 2 years of major rehabilitation, The patriarchal temple has been reconstructed with its main structure. In particular, the stupa containing the body of Master Patriarch Như Hiển, Chí Thiền remains intact as it was.
Dear Venerable Sangha, ladies and gentlemen, on the afternoon of March 9, 2020, at the office of Committee for Religious Affairs, Provincial People Committee, Department of Home Affairs, Committee of Religious Affairs of GIANG Province, had a meeting for tasks of prevention and fight against COVID-19.
The meeting was chaired by Mr. Đinh Xuân Phương, Vice Director of Provincial Department of Home Affairs, Mr. Danh Lắm, Head of Provincial Committee of Religious Affairs, and representatives of various departments of the province. Participating, there were Most Venerable Danh Dong, Standing Member of Executive Council, Head of Provincial Executive Department, together with monks and nuns in Provincial Standing Committee of Executives. Mr. Danh Lắm shared information of current situation of COVID-19 epidemic across the country, as well as in Kiên Province. He also presented a list of activities of religious rituals to be conducted internally, restricting mass gathering, reducing number of participants, or even postponing it. Through this, Buddhist followers of the province and the Sangha gave contributive ideas as well as proposed some necessary measures and equipment for prevention and fighting against infectious epidemic. Mr. Đinh Xuân Phương has also put some basic prevention and control measures into implementation. He said Kiên Province has adequately implemented the guidance documents from the government, central ministries, the Provincial Party Committee, and the Provincial People's Committee. He hoped that religious dignitaries, agencies, and departments would join hands to well carry out the essential task of infectious disease prevention, not be subjective, neglect, and contribute to raising the awareness of people to perform well work, hygiene, and infectious disease prevention.
On the afternoon of March 9, 2020, at Thái Nguyên Buddhist Sangha headquarters, Thái Nguyên Province, Phổ Lĩnh Pagoda welcomed the delegation of the Vietnam Fatherland Grant Committee and Thái Nguyên University of Science to donate the Buddhist Administration Board 50 bottles of fluodermicide researched and produced by Thái Nguyên University of Science.
The delegation comprises Associate Professor Dr. Nguyễn Văn Đăng, Rector of Thái Nguyên University of Science, Mr. Lê Ngọc Linh, Vice Chairman of Vietnam Fatherland Front Committee, and other members of the delegation. Welcoming the delegation, there were Most Venerable Thích Nguyên Thành, Member of the Administration Council, Head of the Provincial Buddhist Sangha, Bhadanta Thích Trúc Tiếp, Deputy Kumchef of Office of the Provincial Buddhist Sangha. Given the context of the acute respiratory tract disease caused by the COVID-19 virus, and recognizing the need to uphold the implementation responsibility, contribute to the joint efforts of the state agencies, the social community, to participate in epidemic prevention, control diseases, raising awareness to protect themselves and the community of people to have good health and a stable spirit of life. The Thái Nguyên University of Science and Technology has been successful in its research to produce disinfectant solution. Accordingly, Thái Nguyên University of Science, in conjunction with the Provincial Fatherland Front Committee and some facilities and organizations in the province, donated the bottles of disinfectant solution. This is a meaningful and practical action, helping the entire society to join hands in preventing the epidemic caused by novel coronavirus.
On March 4, 2020, a delegation of Vietnamese Buddhists in Korea, led by NINH Thích Nữ Giới Tánh, visited and offered gifts to the Center of Command for Isolated Epidemic Area for the Vietnamese citizens who came back from Daewoo City and Gyeongbuk, Korea.
Welcoming the delegation, there were Mr. Đoàn Chí Thắng, Political Commissioner of Military School, Command of Hanoi Capital, Colonel Nguyễn Hồng Thái, Principal of Military School, Hanoi Capital Command Commander of the Isolation Center, together with the officers and staff at the center. Colonel Nguyễn Hồng Thái said that 750 people came back from South Korea, 19 Korean of whom coming back from the airport, were well examined and under medical supervision. On behalf of the Vietnamese community who are studying, working, and living in Korea, NINH Thích Nữ Rồi Tánh sincerely thanks the party, the government, and especially cadres and soldiers of the Capital Military School for having given love and care to those who come back from the epidemic region. Having given up the food and accommodation of the soldiers to our people, this is a noble gesture of Uncle soldiers. On this occasion, NINH Thích Nữ Rồi Tánh offered the center with a number of gifts including surgical face mask, antiseptic liquid. The nun wished all the cadres and soldiers health so that they can successfully fulfill the sacred task entrusted by the party and government.
Dear Venerable Singer, ladies and gentlemen, on the morning of March 8, 2020, Most Venerable Thích Minh Quang, member of the Administration Board, Deputy Camp Chief Secretary of the NINH Provincial Vietnam Buddhist Center, the standing deputy of BINH Pagoda and Buddhists, visited and presented gifts at the Provincial Social Protection Center.
Most Venerable Thích Minh Quang and Buddhists of BINH Pagoda presented 95 gift portions, including cash of 200,000 Vietnam dong each, to those who are staying at the Provincial Social Protection Center. It is known that NINH Social Protection Center is a place to care for, nurture and educate orphans, disadvantaged children, lonely and helpless elderly people, and people with disabilities. On this occasion, Most Venerable Thích Minh Quang had words of encouragement and inspiration to the people and the leadership of the center. He wished that everyone would be healthy, undisturbed, and happy.
Over time, the prolonged salinity and drought have a direct impact on the daily life of people in Giang province in general, in the border coastal area in particular, causing many difficulties to on daily life activities of people. In that situation, Badatta Thích Thiện Phát, head of the Vietnamese Buddhist Charity section of Long An province, has mobilized philanthropists and benefactors to come to hamlets of Tân Phước Commune, East Gò Công District, Tiền Giang province, to organize transportation of potent water to families in remote areas where fresh water has not yet been supplied.
Due to the current urgent needs of people in the border coastal areas, Badatta Thích Thiện Phát dispatched 3 trucks to carry 3 water tanks to support the people living in the border coastal areas in shortage of domestic water due to prolonged drought. 60 cubic meters of potent water was transported from Ho Chi Minh City to the hamlets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Tân Phước Commune. Each tank contains 20 cubic meters of water. The total value of this program is nearly 19 million Vietnam dong. These water cans donated by the Badatta and the sponsors and benefactors deliver to the local people bears in themselves a deep human meaning, partly to help them overcome difficulties in the prolonged drought and salinity.
Venerable Singer, ladies and gentlemen, the last news has set up this quickly newsreel. Thank you for your attention and following. Goodbye and see you in the next program on PSO TV channel. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha.